Yeah, we're just seeing those visuals coming from India Gate, that ceremony to begin. Very quickly, Brigadier Datta, your view on this and this entire controversy around the shifting of the eternal flame.
What I feel is that we could have continued, because we cannot obliterate any history, and since history cannot be rewritten or redefined, we could have continued at both the places, because the India Gate itself has got historical as well as it is a history of valor and the sacrifice of our soldiers. And if you recall that this was made to commemorate the sacrifices of our soldiers in First World War, and the Britishers couldn't have done better without the Indian armies. So the history or the military history which the soldiers have written, or the Indian soldiers under the British Army have written, should be commemorated, and we could have continued at both the places, because there are a large number of such historical monuments where the Amar Jawan Jyoti is continuing. So what I feel is that we could have retained this Amar Jawan Jyoti also, and at the National War Memorial we could have had another Amar Jawan Jyoti. So I think the government should have continued, because it is good for the posterity.
So interesting that, you have that view, because, some are arguing that maybe it makes sense to have it in one place, and now, all the functions happen at the National War Memorial. So why have two flames so close to one another? And also that at the National War Memorial, you have all the names after independence of soldiers who have died.
Yeah, I agree with you, because, you see, there are some people like those who want to make a short visit and pay homage to the, the fallen soldiers. They could have gone to India Gate, or those who have more time, or those who want to, pay homage to the soldiers post-independence or post-Kargil, they could go to National War Memorial. So both the Amar Jawan Jyotis could have been retained, because it has a lot of historical value. It has a lot of sentiments as far as soldiering and warfare is concerned. So, in my opinion, they could have retained both, and it is hardly any distance.
Right, and I just want to read out, this is a source's information that was released to the media, which talks about how that it's shifting of the flame, it's not extinguishing it, and then it goes on to say that the names inscribed on India Gate are only some martyrs who fought for the British in the World War I and Anglo-Afghan War, and thus is a symbol of our colonial past. Now, this is something that, has not been appreciated by some, because they too were like Indian soldiers, and our Indian army history kind of starts from there. Even before independence, these were soldiers who had fought, yes, for the British Empire, but they were our soldiers.
That's what I told you. We cannot rewrite our history. We cannot redefine our history now. Well, if they want to rewrite this thing, can they demolish all these buildings which were made by Edward Lutyens in Delhi? Can they, bring down the other monuments which were there? Can you change that, Akbar or Babur or, any other ruler who ruled India? You just cannot. So it is always better that the posterity learns from it. And we must take, pride in our Indian soldiering. The British Empire, the sun was always shining, and Indian soldiers had a very, very, formidable history. And they wrote the overwhelming story of Indian soldiering. And that's the reason the Britishers took the Gurkha regiment with them, because of the loyalty and the kind of, fighting potential they had.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Brigadier Datta, for sharing your thoughts with us. And there you can see that ceremony beginning there at India Gate. It's a ceremony to shift the Amar Jawan Jyoti, the eternal flame, which will be taken from here to the National War Memorial. That's just a stone's throw away, and it will be merged then with the flame there. Let's just listen in for some time.
Unbiased! बेहद अविस्मरणीय क्षण है ये, जिस तरह से इंडिया गेट पर बने अमर जवान ज्योति के मशाल को, लौ को अब राष्ट्रीय युद्ध स्मारक की ज्वाला में मिला दिया जाएगा। उसकी प्रक्रिया की शुरुआत है ये, और देश के अमर शहीदों के, उन रणबांकुरों के सम्मान के लिए ये बेहद खास अवसर है।
A historic moment unfolding at the India Gate, New Delhi. The Amar Jawan Jyoti at India Gate being used to light the torch by the torch bearer. The historic moment today will unfold in a short while from now, when the eternal flame of Amar Jawan Jyoti at the India Gate will be merged with the flame at the National War Memorial. This very historic ceremony is being presided over by CISC Air Marshal Balbhadra Radhakrishna, and in the visuals you can see the torch that is lit by the eternal flame of Amar Jawan Jyoti being taken by the torch bearer towards National War Memorial.
बिल्कुल इस वॉर मेमोरियल, इस इंडिया गेट से अमर आप देख रहे हैं किस तरह से ये पंक्तिबद्ध होकर के सैनिकों की कतार परेड के रूप में इस अमर जवान ज्योति से शहीदों के रूप की ये मशाल राष्ट्रीय युद्ध स्मारक की तरफ ले जा रही है। ये बेहद ऐतिहासिक अवसर है, क्योंकि ये अवसर उन सभी रणबांकुरों के शहीदों के लिए नमन का अवसर होगा, जिन्होंने इस देश के लिए हंसते हंसते अपने प्राणों को न्यौछावर कर दिया। युद्ध की बलिवेदी पर जो होम हो गए, राष्ट्र आज उन्हें कृतज्ञता ज्ञापित कर रहा है, और कृतज्ञता ज्ञापित करना का यह तरीका बेहद अनोखा है, अनूठा है। अनूठा इसलिए है क्योंकि राष्ट्रीय शहीद स्मारक पर जो मशाल प्रज्वलित है, जो ज्वाला जल रही है, वो इनकी शहादत को लगातार नमन करती रहेगी। इस प्रक्रिया की शुरुआत हो चुकी है। बिल्कुल शुभेंदु,
You're witnessing a special march past at India Gate. In the first part of the historic ceremony today, Amar Jawan Jyoti was constructed as a memorial for Indian soldiers who were martyred in action in 1971 Indo-Pak War that India won, leading to the creation of Bangladesh. For over 5 decades, it has been the point to pay respects and homage to India's brave hearts. In the historic ceremony that is unfolding today,
बिल्कुल
the
शुभेंदु,
eternal flame will be merged with the flame at the National War Memorial.
बिल्कुल शुभेंदु, जैसा कि आपने कहा कि 1971 और अन्य युद्धों में अपनी जान गंवाने वाले जवानों को श्रद्धांजलि देने के लिए ये स्थापित की गई थी, लेकिन अजीब बात थी कि इससे पहले के और बाद के युद्धों सहित सभी युद्धों में जान गंवाने वाले भारतीय जवानों के नाम राष्ट्रीय युद्ध स्मारक में रखे गए हैं। इसलिए यहाँ युद्ध में जान गंवाने वाले भारतीय जवानों को श्रद्धांजलि देना, वहाँ एक ज्योति का होना, एक चिरंतन मशाल का होना सच्ची श्रद्धांजलि कही जाएगी। और इसीलिए ये अभूतपूर्व निर्णय लिया गया है कि आज़ादी के बाद से ये जो हमारे देश के मतवाले वीर जवान रहे हैं, जो शहीद रहे हैं, उनको सच्ची श्रद्धांजलि अब राष्ट्रीय युद्ध स्मारक पर स्थित इस ज्वाला के जरिए दी जाएगी।
In the visuals, you can see the contingent of soldiers marching with the torch that carries in it the flame from Amar Jawan Jyoti. This torch will now be taken to the National War Memorial and this flame be merged with the flame, the eternal flame, at the National War Memorial. Then after this day, the flame at National War Memorial will then be a one-stop destination to pay homage, respects to the supreme sacrifices of brave Indian soldiers.
बिल्कुल शुभेंदु, और हर देश में इसकी व्यवस्था है और हर देश में इस तरह का अपना राष्ट्रीय युद्ध स्मारक लगभग हर देश में है, जहां अपने शहीदों को नमन किया जाता है, उनके शहादत को याद किया जाता है। और ऐसे में 1971 में जब भारत पाकिस्तान युद्ध के बाद अमर जवान ज्योति की स्थापना की गई थी, लेकिन लंबी प्रतीक्षा के बाद इंडिया गेट परिसर में राष्ट्रीय समर स्मारक का निर्माण हुआ और वर्ष 2019 में उसका उद्घाटन किया गया। और आज का दिन बेहद ऐतिहासिक है, जब यहाँ पर अमर जवान ज्योति की जो लौ है उसको राष्ट्रीय समर स्मारक की ज्वाला में समाहित कर दिया जाएगा। और जैसा कि आपने कहा कि वन स्टॉप डेस्टिनेशन होगा, तो निश्चित तौर पर ये एक स्थल ऐसा बनेगा, एक स्थल ऐसा है जहां पर हम अपने शहीदों को नमन कर सकेंगे, उनके व्यक्तित्व को, उनके कृतित्व को, उनके पराक्रम को, उनकी वीरता को याद कर सकेंगे, श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित कर सकेंगे, कृतज्ञता ज्ञापित कर सकेंगे कि किस तरह से देश को सुरक्षित रखने के लिए अपने प्राणों की बाजी उन्होंने लगाई और प्राणों का उत्सर्ग कर दिया।
And in the visuals you can see the glorious National War Memorial, and this memorial has at its center an eternal flame positioned right at the bottom of the stone-made obelisk that you see on your screens. There the smartly dressed contingent marching from the India Gate towards the National War Memorial, carrying the flame that has been taken from the Amar Jawan Jyoti, the eternal flame. This flame is slowly being taken to the eternal flame at National War Memorial, and moments from now will be the historic moment when these flames will be merged together and National War Memorial will become the most significant place in the nation to pay respects, homage, and to remember the supreme sacrifices of Indian soldiers. As we speak, over 25,000 names of martyrs, brave Indian soldiers, are inscribed on the 16 walls of the National War Memorial, and the contingent entering the premises of the National War Memorial as we speak.
बिल्कुल, शहीदों की मज़ारों पे लगेंगे हर बरस मेले, वतन पे मरने वालों का यही बाकी निशा होगा। और ये जो शहीदों की चिताओं पर मेले लगने की बात है, जो उनके निशान को याद करने की बात है, वो मूर्त रूप ले रही है राष्ट्रीय समर स्मारक पर, जब अमर जवान ज्योति से ये ज्योति लाकर यहाँ राष्ट्रीय समर स्मारक की ज्वाला में समाहित की जा रही है।
दे दूं अंत सिरागाज तब तब
At the solemn moment at the National War Memorial in New Delhi, the memorial that has been built to pay respects to all Indian soldiers who laid down their lives in defending the nation, in service of the nation, and in the visuals, Air Marshal Balbhadra Radhakrishna, having arrived at National War Memorial, will put a wreath at the memorial and pay his respects to the brave martyrs.
कहा जाता है इसी सम्मान के लिए एक सैनिक जीता है कि उसके शहीद होने के बाद उसके चिता पर उसको सम्मानित किया जाए और देश उसके बलिदान को याद करे।
Air Marshal Balbhadra Radhakrishna, paying his respects at the National War Memorial. He is presiding a historic ceremony today as the eternal flame from Amar Jawan Jyoti is to be merged with the eternal flame at National War Memorial. Moments ago, Air Marshal B.R. Krishna paid his respects at Amar Jawan Jyoti. A special torch was lit from the eternal flames of Amar Jawan Jyoti. It was carried by a contingent to the premises of National War Memorial.
अंत सिनादाज
ये ऐतिहासिक क्षण है जिसको देख रहे हैं कि अमर जवान ज्योति से लाई गई मशाल की लौ के जरिए अब इस वक्त शहीद स्मारक पर, राष्ट्रीय युद्ध स्मारक की लौ को प्रज्वलित किया जा रहा है और इसमें अमर जवान ज्योति की लौ समाहित हो गई है। ये बलिदानियों की शहादत और देश आज ऐसे सभी वीर रणबांकुरों का, ऐसे सभी शहीदों का, बलिदानियों का शत शत नमन कर रहा है, हमारे अमर जवानों को याद कर रहा है।
India remembers the brave soldiers at this solemn moment as CISC Air Marshal Balbhadra Radhakrishna lit the flame taken from the eternal flame of Amar Jawan Jyoti that was carried to the flame at the National War Memorial and merged the two flames together. A historic moment to remember the supreme sacrifices of India's brave hearts, India's soldiers. Over 25,000 names are inscribed in the premises of the National War Memorial, remembering each of the fallen soldier who sacrificed in service of the nation. Those visuals coming in from the National War Memorial. And those visuals of the special ceremony that you were witnessing at the National War Memorial moments ago, the flame that was taken from the Amar Jawan Jyoti at India Gate was taken to the National War Memorial flame. It was a historic moment when the two flames were put together. Remember.
All right, so the ceremony there completed. The Amar Jawan Jyoti from India Gate has now been merged with the flame at the National War Memorial. It was a ceremony, as we saw, took half an hour. It started at around 3:30, and with this ceremony now, the Amar Jawan Jyoti from India Gate that had burnt there, the eternal flame for the last 50 years, has now been shifted to the National War Memorial. It's been a somewhat controversial decision, a lot of criticism over this move, though many have supported it as well, and the government has clarified through its sources to say that it's not that the Amar Jawan Jyoti was being extinguished, it was simply being merged with the flame at the National War Memorial, and so this is so that all functions can take place here, and there should be one place where that eternal flame is, and that this is the place where all the names of fallen soldiers have been written out, all the soldiers who have died after independence, all their names are present here at the National War Memorial. So it's only fitting that the flame be in one place. However, many have criticized this move. The Congress has hit out hard over it. Rahul Gandhi tweeting on it, Shashi Tharoor tweeting on it, talking about the extinguishing of the flame and the ending of what has been a sort of tradition in India of the India Gate and the Amar Jawan Jyoti being there. Remember, it was established there in 1972 after the India-Pakistan war, which led to the creation of Bangladesh by then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, and it was dedicated to the fallen soldiers of the India-Pakistan war. Also, the government sources in their clarification had pointed out that India Gate itself was built by the British. Remember, it was built by Lutyens, and it was built in the memory of the soldiers of the British India Army who died in World War I and the Afghan wars, and that this was a colonial, that it was a colonial heritage in a sense, and now it has been shifted to the National War Memorial.